there! I'm ready to tell you all about this week's craft. This week, I want you to look around as you go around walking outside. Can you see trees with new leaves? And perhaps some of them have got little flowers. What colours are there? Can you see white ones? Pink ones? Perhaps you can find some other colours as well. Well, those little tiny flowers on those trees are called blossom, because that's where the fruits are going to grow from. So we're going to make blossom trees this week. I've done two to show you. Here's one. Very, very easy to do this. Mine's got a nice trunk, lots and lots of white, pink and green for the leaves and the blossom. And I put it on a blue background because it just helps see it. But it still works if you haven't got blue paper. And I've done this version with just white paper and the white, pink and green tissue paper. If you want to do this, you need a grown-up to help you and to watch the rest of the video so that you know what to do and that they can help. Have fun! Bye! Okay, let's make a start on the blossom trees. You will need some brown paper. It could be a sheet of brown paper like this, or it could be wrapping paper, perhaps packaging paper that you got with a delivery recently. That's what this is made of. You will also need some background paper. You could use white. I'm going to use blue because it will show up better. You will also need some tissue paper. And if you're going to be strictly doing blossom trees, then you need pink, white and green. And I've got two pinks, one dark, one light, because it gives a really nice effect. Don't know if you haven't got that. If you haven't got pink, you've only got white and green, then that's fine. You could pop in a bit of yellow if you wanted to, just to create a bit more life to it. But blossom trees, particularly pinks, whites, and then a light green if possible for the leaves. You'll also need glue and something to put your glue in, or you could use a glue stick. You may well find it useful to have a brown crayon if you haven't got brown paper, a pencil or a felt pen potentially, and scissors. So this is a really easy one. Start off with, you need to cut your tree trunk. That, as I say, has been cut from packaging material. Here we've got my piece I've already got ready, which I've used my template for. Now I will put a PDF of this shape up onto my public Google Drive, so you can download that. Follow the link in the post. But you can have a go at doing your own shape. It's really not that difficult. If I can do it, believe me, any of you can. So really what you're looking for is a nice wide trunk, and then have your branches going off from the sides. So here we go, here's the trunk, and then your branches. Now, blossom trees generally have quite a narrow trunk, but the narrower you make the trunk, the more easy it is for little hands to tear it. So I wouldn't worry about that. I make it fairly chunky. And then you're going to draw your branches, which get thinner and thinner. Don't worry too much about that. If they do tear it, they tear. And then perhaps a little sort of wobbly bottom. And you can see, hopefully, that that is approximately a tree with a trunk and just a few branches. And then you just need to cut it out. And then it's all ready for your child to sit on. Now, you don't need to watch me cutting that out, so I'm just going to put that out of the way and use this one. So I'm going to use the blue one, as I said, because it shows better. But I'll show you what it looks like with a white one in a moment. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to stick this down. So, bit of glue on here. Obviously, your child is going to be the one who's going to be doing this bit. And they will make a lot more mess than I'm going to. You make sure you've got some down the side of the trunk. we go. And then that can be stuck on. Okay. Now, meantime, either before your child starts gluing or while your child's doing the gluing, depending on your child, you need to prepare your blossom and leaves. Now, this is where you're using the tissue paper, and I suggest you have a pot to put the paper in. Now, what I've done is I'm tearing the paper up in different colours, just into chunks, quite big size chunks. They're stood between about 3 and 4 centimetres across. Doesn't have to be exact. Quite random. Some of them are quite small, some of them are quite big. I've done the pinks, no, I haven't done the green, I've done the light pink and the white, so I've just got the dark pink to do. So if you remember, I've done this before, that tissue paper, most of the tissue papers, will tear in one direction easily, and that's what you need to find. And then you're going to just tear a nice big wide strip like that, several of them. So just start off with a nice wide bit and just tear down, and I'm going to do, well, I may as well just finish it off. There we go. Doesn't matter if it's not exact, these are really wobbly and that's fine. So then put them back together again, holding the top together, because this is so much easier if you do it all at once. There we go. And then just rip it up and drop it in your pot. Now, just like that, and just one more tear in the middle, and you'll have a mix of sizes. That's fine, doesn't matter, with nice non-straight edges. Now, you will notice that there's a clump of green, clump of white, clump of dark. Yeah, it's not very well muddled up, and if your child goes in to pick it up, they'll often pick up more than one at a time. So here we go. This is how I mix them up. All you need to do is just pick them up, drop them a few times, make sure there's air, pick up the ones that escape, muddle them up, and make sure they just separate out. And then you're ready for the next bit. So, lump of glue, I'm going to put a load of glue all around this branch. Like random, there we go. And then I'm going to get some tissue paper, I'm going to scrumple it up. Really good for your little ones' hand-eye coordination. Screw it up, great fine motor control here, and just stick it on any old how, and just keep going until you've covered all that area. And random is good here, and you can see they're a bit sticking out at all kinds of angles, so it doesn't really matter what shape you've got. You may end up being able to see the trunk underneath, you may not. Depends on how much your child is going to do. As you can see, it doesn't take very long for an adult. I'm being fairly random, fairly quick, fairly rough. The trunk and branches really only provide a guide for where you need to go. So here we go. There we go. A bit of that one there, bit of that there. I think that's pretty good for that one. And just repeat that for the rest of the branches and all around. That's it. Now, if you haven't got brown paper at all, you will need a piece of paper on which to draw your tree shape. And then colour it in with a brown crayon. That's all there is if you haven't got the date. It probably means a little bit more that the adult's going to do rather than the child. Now, you can see there's a white version. Doesn't show up quite as much. The blue is much more effective. I'm going to finish this off, and at the end I'll show you the finished article. But that's all there is to this week's craft. Enjoy. Did you enjoy all that gluing? I know that lots of people love sticking. Did you end up with a beautiful blossom tree like one of these? Perhaps you did. You could think about sticking it up in the house somewhere, or even perhaps posting it to a grandmum or a granddad, and perhaps they could have it as a present from you. That would be really nice. Have fun. Have a lovely time until I see you again. More craft ideas next week. Bye!